It is Friday night. You are sitting on your balcony. You have a steak grilling on the fire. You have a cold drink in your hand. The air is cool. It is quiet. There is no screaming. There is no list of chores waiting for you. There is no one telling you that you are chewing too loud or breathing wrong. You take a deep breath and you realize something that terrifies the rest of the world. You are happy. You are alone, and you have never felt more peace in your life. Meanwhile, she is out there. She is scrolling through her phone. She is sitting in a crowded bar or a lonely apartment, wondering where you went. She was told that if you left, you would be miserable. She was told that men cannot survive without a woman to take care of them. She expected you to come crawling back, begging for her attention, desperate for her validation. But you didn't. You found the one thing she never offered you: peace. And that silence coming from your end, it is driving her absolutely insane. Brothers, society lied to you. They told you that a man alone is a failure. They told you that a bachelor is just a sad guy waiting for a woman to save him. But look around. The men who are saved are miserable. The men who are alone are building empires. Today, we are going to talk about the biggest backfire in modern history. Women thought they could price gouge men in the dating market. They thought they could demand everything and offer nothing, and we would pay it because we were afraid of being lonely. They were wrong. We aren't lonely. We are free. Brothers, I need a small favor. Your support keeps this channel alive. Please hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment right now. We need to break down why this is happening. For 50 years, the narrative has been the same. Men need women to be civilized. Men need women to be happy. A man without a wife is lost. This was the leverage they used against us. It was the threat. Do what I say or you will die alone. It kept men working 60-hour weeks to pay for houses they didn't live in. It kept men tolerating disrespect just to have a warm body in the bed. But then the math changed. Men started looking at the deal. They looked at the cost, your money, your freedom, your mental health, your dignity. And they looked at the reward: constant criticism, no appreciation, the risk of losing half your stuff, and maybe sex once a month if you beg for it. And men, being logical creatures, did the calculation. They realized the juice isn't worth the squeeze. They realized that the loneliness they were threatened with was actually solitude, and solitude is addictive. Once a man tastes the freedom of not walking on eggshells in his own home, he rarely wants to go back to the prison. Let me tell you about a man named Dave. This is the story of the loser, the man who believed the lie that any relationship is better than no relationship. Dave was a good guy, hard worker. He married his high school sweetheart, Brenda. For the first few years, it was okay, but then the mask slipped. Brenda became the manager of his life. She criticized how he dressed. She criticized how he drove. She criticized how he loaded the dishwasher. Dave would come home from a 10-hour shift at the plant, tired, his back aching, just wanting to sit down. As soon as he walked in the door, the barrage started. Why are your boots there? Why didn't you call? The sink is leaking. Why haven't you fixed it? Dave shrank. He became a shell. He stopped seeing his friends because Brenda didn't like them. He stopped playing his guitar because Brenda said it was annoying. He spent his weekends running errands for her, buying things for a house that didn't feel like his. He was married, but he was the loneliest man on earth. He was trapped in a box of noise and demands. One day, Dave tried to talk to her. He said, "I'm not happy. I feel like I can't do anything right." Brenda laughed. She said, "Where are you going to go, Dave? You need me. You'd be lost without me. You'll die alone and miserable." Dave believed her. He stayed. He stayed until the stress gave him a heart attack at 52. He died in a marriage that killed him, terrified of a freedom that would have saved him. Dave lost because he thought the cage was protecting him when really it was suffocating him. You have to understand the nagging gap. Women often say they nag because they want things to be better. They want you to improve. But to a man, constant correction is not love, it is torture. A man wants his home to be his sanctuary. The world is hard enough. His boss yells at him. The economy is tough. When he crosses the threshold of his home, he wants peace. He wants to lower his shoulders. But modern marriage often offers the opposite. It offers a second job where the boss is impossible to please. When a man realizes he can come home to an empty apartment, order a pizza, watch the game, and nobody yells at him, that isn't sad, that is victory. He realizes that the silence isn't empty, it is full of peace. Now, let's look at the delusional side. Let's talk about Sarah. Sarah is 36. She's a boss babe. She has a degree, she has a nice car, she spent her 20s partying and rejecting boring guys like Dave. She spent her early 30s focusing on her career and dating exciting bad boys who treated her like dirt. Now she's ready to settle down. She wants a husband, she wants a baby.
She goes on dates, she meets guys, but something is wrong. The guys aren't chasing her, they aren't trying to impress her. She goes on a date with a guy named Mike. Mike is 38, he is fit, he has money, he is calm. Sarah starts her usual routine. She interrogates him, she talks about her high standards, she tests him, she waits for him to jump through hoops. Mike just looks at her. He doesn't jump. He finishes his drink, splits the bill, and says, "It was nice meeting you." He never calls again. Sarah goes home and screams into her pillow. She goes on TikTok and makes a video. She cries. She says, "Where have all the good men gone? Men are intimidated by successful women. Men are trash." She creates a narrative that men are broken because they won't play her game. She doesn't realize the truth. Mike wasn't intimidated. Mike was bored. Mike has a great life. He has a boat, he has friends, he has peace. Why would he invite Sarah into his life just to have her critique him? Sarah is panicking because her power is gone. She thought she was the prize. She thought men needed her to feel complete. She is realizing that men have discovered they are the prize and they don't need her chaos. She is fighting a war against a reality she cannot accept. Brothers, I need a small favor. Your support keeps this channel alive. Please hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment right now. Now, I want to tell you about a winner, a man named Jason. Jason was married for 12 years. It was a war zone. His ex-wife took the house, took the kids, and took half his retirement. He was left with a studio apartment and a beat-up car. He thought his life was over. He thought he was a failure. For the first 6 months, he was sad. He missed the noise. He missed the routine. But then the fog lifted. He woke up one Saturday morning. The sun was shining. He realized he didn't have to go to his mother-in-law's house. He didn't have to fix the fence. He didn't have to listen to complaints about his paycheck. Jason bought a motorcycle. He started lifting weights again. He reconnected with his old buddies. He started saving money because nobody was spending it on throw pillows and shoes. He looked in the mirror and saw a man who looked 10 years younger. His blood pressure dropped. His smile came back. He started dating casually. He met women, but he had a new rule. If you bring drama, you were gone. He didn't need them. He wanted them only if they added value. He realized he was happier alone than he ever was in his marriage. He wasn't bitter. He was just free. One day, his ex-wife called him. She wanted to talk. She was struggling. The kids were acting out. The house needed repairs. She sounded tired. She sounded old. She hinted that maybe they made a mistake. Jason listened. He was polite, but he felt nothing. He didn't want to go back to the prison. He said, "I wish you the best, but I'm happy now." Jason won because he embraced the solitude. He turned lonely into sovereign. He realized that a man on his own path is a force of nature. He proved the world wrong. This shift is happening everywhere. Men are opting out. It is called the marriage strike. It is not organized. It is just millions of men individually waking up and realizing the deal is bad. Why sign a contract where you lose half your stuff if the other person gets bored? Why work yourself to death for a family that doesn't respect you? Women never thought this would happen. They banked on male biology. They thought men need sex, so men will do anything for marriage. They forgot that men are also logical. We adapt. We found other ways to be happy. We found purpose in our work. We found brotherhood. We found hobbies. And yes, technology made the needs easier to handle too. The panic you see online, the articles asking why won't men commit, the videos shaming men for playing video games, that is the sound of a market crashing. The price of female companionship got too high and the quality got too low, so the buyers walked away. The shaming language is their last weapon. Who hurt you? You must be an incel. You need to man up. Do not fall for it. Who hurt you is just a way to shame you for learning from experience. If you touch a hot stove and get burned and then decide not to touch it again, are you damaged? No, you're smart. You learned.
Man up used to mean be strong. Now it means shut up and pay for everything. When a woman tells you to be a real man, she usually means be a servant to my needs. When you reject that definition, you aren't being weak. You are redefining masculinity on your own terms. The financial reality is a huge part of this. Single men accumulate wealth faster. It is a fact. When you aren't buying gifts to apologize for things you didn't do, when you aren't paying for weddings that cost as much as a car, when you aren't supporting someone who refuses to work, your bank account grows. Money buys freedom. Money buys options. A man with resources and no debt is a king. A man with a high income and a high maintenance wife is a slave. Look at the health data. Men in toxic relationships die sooner. The stress kills them. The cortisol from constant arguing destroys the heart. Men who leave toxic situations often see their health improve overnight. They sleep better, they eat better, they stop drinking to numb the pain. Being alone is literally saving men's lives. But the women? They are struggling. Studies show single women without children are often the happiest demographic. But single women who wanted the husband and the lifestyle and missed the boat are the most miserable. They hit 40 and realize the career doesn't hug them back at night. They realize the independence they fought for is just paying your own bills and eating dinner alone. They want the protector back. They want the provider back, but he's gone. He is fishing. He is traveling. He is happy. Brothers, I need a small favor. Your support keeps this channel alive. Please hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment right now. There is a concept called the wall. It is the moment reality hits. For men, we age like wine if we take care of ourselves. Our value goes up. We get richer, wiser, more distinguished. For women, the dating market is harshest as they age. They lose the power of youth. They used to get attention just for walking into a room. Now they are invisible. And the men they ignored, the nice guys, the boring guys, the stable guys, those men aren't looking at them anymore. Those men are looking at peace. The biggest lie was that men are afraid of commitment. Men aren't afraid of commitment. Men commit to jobs for 30 years. Men commit to sports teams. Men commit to their brothers in battle. Men are the most committed creatures on earth. Men are afraid of bad deals. Men are afraid of betrayal. Men are afraid of investing their blood, sweat, and tears into a company that will fire them without severance pay. When a man finds a woman who actually brings value, peace, loyalty, support, kindness, he commits. He locks it down. The problem isn't the men, it is the scarcity of women worth committing to. So, what does this mean for you? It means you have the power. You don't have to settle. You don't have to accept a relationship that drains you just to say you have one. You can choose the path of the happy bachelor. You can build a life so full, so rich, so interesting that a woman has to be extraordinary to get a seat at your table.
If you are in a relationship right now that feels like a cage, look at the door. It is unlocked. The fear of being alone is the only thing keeping you there. But I promise you, the air on the other side is cleaner. The silence is sweeter. If you are already alone, do not let them shame you. Do not let them call you a failure. You are winning. You are dodging bullets every single day. You are building a legacy that belongs to you. The women who mocked you, who rejected you, who thought they were better than you, they are the ones watching the clock. They're the ones wondering why the phone isn't ringing. They're the ones realizing that the future they were promised was a lie, and the men they laughed at are the ones having the last laugh. They never thought you would be happy without them. They thought you were the sun, and you were just a planet orbiting them. They are finding out that you are your own sun. You generate your own gravity. You create your own light. And that is the most powerful thing a man can be. Do not go back to the plantation. Do not put the chains back on just because you miss the weight. Stay free, stay focused, stay happy. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be honest in the comments. Are you happier now that you are out of the game? What is the one thing you do now that you could never do when you were in a toxic relationship? Drop your story in the comments below. Let's show the world that we aren't suffering, we are thriving. I'll be reading the replies. Stay strong, brothers.